have a Ghanaian sport journalist, one who will write with face2faceafrica.com. We've got Prosper Kuzo joining us from Kanda, Accra, Ghana. Thank you so much, Prosper, for joining us on the show right now.
Thank you for having me as well.
It's great to have you. At this time, I think you all are sweating over fitness of players and the news about this withdrawals. Please walk with me. Take me through. What's really the problem? What has happened? What's the decision at the moment right now, even after eight key players, of course, withdrew from the Black Stars team?
I mean, it's a very difficult situation in Ghana. It's Ghana football from, I mean, the last 3-4 years in the Africa Cup of Nations, it's just not been it. And Ghana, as a great nation, African football, the last time we missed out on the AFCON was in 2004, Tunisia. So you're just hoping that we could just book a place. At least the AFCON is something, or is a competition that we always represent. So we are always there, you know. But it's just been so difficult from the structure of the Ghana Football Association to player commitment, discussion about player passion, discussion about a lot of things and management, and just the overhaul of coaches, reappointments over and over and over again. And I mean, like big stars like Inaki Williams, Semenyo, Bright, Bournemouth, and the others have just withdrawn from the squad. It came as a shock. But I mean, if you're looking at the fact that there are personal reasons, there are also injuries, and the way football is just managed in the country right now, the nature of chaos in and around the Ghana Football Association, right before they face Sudan and the AFCON Cup of Nations qualifiers, those two, a little remark or a short confrontation between the players and the Ghana Football Association boss, Katu Kweku, where he went on to pile on the pressure on the boys and made them know how crucial the game was, but also questioned their commitment. He had the video of the GFA had the video of he confronting the players come out just a day before the crucial game against Sudan.
Yes.
And then they went into those two games against Sudan. They failed to win any of the two. And they find themselves in a very difficult position on the table right now in the AFCON Cup of Nations qualifier. So it's really likely that they're not going to qualify. It's the chances of them qualifying are so much now, so small that, you know, the players are, you know what, withdrawing from the squad. There's also talk about Thomas Partey, who's also like captain of the team, and the fact that the two crucial Sudan games, he missed out on them due to personal reasons. So he said he was unwell. I mean, Arsenal made it clear that to the FA that Partey was not unfit. He was fit. But right before that game against Sudan and those two games against Sudan, the AFCON qualifiers, Partey sent an email. He said,
all right, I think
it's not fit. And so right now, he even wanted to come back into the squad by trying to know the likes of Inaki Williams right after that Sudan game where Ghana got themselves in a very difficult position.
Okay.
And most importantly, Ghana's coach Otto Addo made a statement where he said there's a lot of pressure on the boys and there's questions about the quality, that maybe the quality of the boys are not just at the top as a lot of people may see it, or as it might have been in the previous years with the likes of Michael Essien and the others.
All right, Prosper, let's take you on your word. I beg your pardon. Prosper, I beg your pardon.
So it's a big chaos. It's a big problem so far.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry to butt in at this time, but let's take you by your word there. You talked about quality, concerns about quality of the players that the Black Stars have right now. I'm sure Damiloju has got one question for you. When he goes, I will go with my final question. Damiloju, go ahead, please.
All right, Prosper, it's good to have you on in the game. I just want to know what the feeling is like on the streets of Accra. It's a place I've been to before, and I know it's usually solemn and tranquil, but the fans love their football. Is there any level of optimism at all with conversations going on within fans, whether young or old? Like you said, it's been almost 20 years since you last went to the AFCON.
Zero optimism, really low levels of confidence. It's down here in the streets of Accra. The commitment, the support to the Black Stars is down the drain. People are questioning the FA's ability. They're questioning the players and then their commitment and their passion to the team. They do not accept the fact that they've gone into 4 qualifying matches and have failed to win any of them. So if you want to talk about optimism, if you want to talk about hope, it's really, really little out here.
Right.
Very difficult time to get done.
Okay, I have Prosper. I've got a nickname for Damiloju on this show. I will call him Tough Love. Now, the reason why I gave him that name, Tough Love, we had this conversation around Koto Kraku having to come over to the team's camp to, in a way, motivate the team, telling them if you do not have that mind to give blood and sweat to the Black Stars team, to Ghana, then you will not be called up. I would like to know where you stand concerning that conversation Koto Kraku, the president of the Ghana Football Association, had with the players. Where do you stand with that conversation?
I think that in and around, or with FAs and with national teams, when it gets really difficult, I mean, presidents of the national, the FA can always have a word with the players, but the manner in which it was done.
The manner, isn't it?
The manner in which it was done.
Thank you.
Where right after he had those words with the players, confronted them, spoke words to some of them that even before they were in the team existed. They needed to be spoken to. But as to the manner in which it was done, right after that was done, it was placed out there on the socials, out into the public. And Okreku's administration, football under Okreku's administration the last 3-4 years have just been down the drain. It has
Down the
not been
drain.
great. And the FA have a role to play. They are probably one of the major problems facing Ghanaian football right now. So to go ahead to players and criticize their commitment or criticize their ability when you yourself have not looked in the mirror to correct your mistakes or to devise strategies to move football to the highest level, then there's a problem. There's a big problem.
Okay, let's talk about the protests. I remember at the time this year was the hashtag Save Ghana Football. What has become of that protest? Because I think after that protest, things went from 100 to 0.
Yeah, I mean, I covered the protest. I was there over.
So what has happened? What impact has the protest had? What is happening right now that Ghana is on the brink of not qualifying for the African Cup of Nations? Are we going to see that protest again? Is there a likelihood that there will be an uprising?
It's absolutely possible that another protest could be staged again. And right now on social media, there's a lot of criticism from journalists, a lot of criticism from social media influencers in Ghana, there's a lot of criticism from people with a very loud voice or a big voice to impact society, questioning the ability of the national team and how it's been run. It's not just the Black Stars, it's also football in Ghana, from the Ghana Premier League to the national teams. It's not really working. And so another protest could really be on the cards here.
All right, we would be waiting. We're here to follow that story. It's been an interesting conversation with you, Prosper Kuzo.